Good day, sir. Good day, classmates. I am Daniel James C. Castañeda and I am the first reporter of Group 10 and my topic is all about definitions of morphology and morpheme. Morphology. As illustrated above, the word morphology is dichotomized to trace the origins of its meaning and how the word is formed. Morphology is defined by linguists in several ways. In Greek, morph means form and shape, and ology means study. In linguistics, morphology is referred to as the study of pattern of words formation. It looks into the meaningful to the structural unity of words in a greater sense. It comprises the analysis, identification, and categorization of the lexical grammatically of a certain language. Its specific linguistic units, the morphemes, the root words, the affixes, and other means of word creation. Sabi dyan sa first slide, morphology is the formation of words from smallest unit of words called morpheme, or in other words, study of meaningful language. Ibig sabihin, ang morphology ay yung kung paano pinagsama yung mga morphemes to form a new meaningful word. And sabi din dyan na ang morphology ay dinefine ng mga linguists sa ibang paraan or pero same meaning. So sabi dyan, sa Greek, morph means form and shape and ology means study. And sa linguistics, ang morphology is naka-refer siya sa pattern of word formations. And sabi din dyan na it looks into the meaningful to the structural unity of words. And sa madaling salita, it comprises the analysis, identification, and categorization. So, sabi dyan sa isang pumapasok dyan yung pag-a-analyze natin, pag-identify natin sa word formations. Sa next slide naman tayo. Morpheme is the smallest unit of language, meaning it is not the further dividable or separable into smaller forms. It could either be added to another morpheme to form a specific meaning, such as affixes, or it could mean something by itself. When a morpheme carries its meaning, it is called root. If we try to separate the parts of a morpheme, it loses its identity and it becomes meaningless. Under ng morphology, may tinatawag na morpheme. Ito yung smallest unit of word and language. And sabi din dyan na ang morpheme ay hindi siya pwedeng paghiwalayin dahil mawawala yung meaning. Kundi, pwede siyang dagdagan para maka-form ng panibagong meaningful meaning or specific meaning. And ang morpheme, it has two. And the first one is free morpheme and bound morpheme. Under ng free morpheme ay they are the words that can stand alone. Ibig sabihin, word siya na mayroon ng meaning and hindi na kailangan ng ibang morpheme para lang makabuo ng specific meaning or panibago. And unlike sa bound morpheme, it cannot stand alone without another morpheme. Tas sabi din dyan na dinadagdagan siya ng another morpheme to form a specific meaning or yung mga affixes, prefixes, yung mga dinadagdag sa unahan ng words or root word. Ang example natin sa prefixes, yung dinadagdag sa unahan ay an, and which means not. Like, sa word na condition, pag dinagdag natin siya sa unahan na an, magiging uncondition. So, nag-form siya ng panibagong specific meaning. And ang another example ay an, which means not. Parang kunyari, yung word na start, pag dinagdag natin siya sa unahan, yung re, magkakaroon siya ng panibagong specific meaning, and ang magiging meaning niya is, or word is restart, which means again. Another affix is yung suffix. Ito naman yung nilalagay sa dulo ng root word. Example ng suffix ay ed, which means done na, or in the past. Yung affixes din yung tinatawag na bound morpheme. So, sa example na ed, yung kunyari for example, sa word na finish, pag dinagdag natin yung ed sa huli, magiging finish, which means done na. Meron tayong 6 examples ng morpheme. And the number 1 is impurity. Number 2 is unmanly. Number 3, encouragement. Number 4, disillusionment. And number 5, anti-terrorism. Number 6, impossibility. And yung 6 na example na morphemes na yan is meron silang 3 morphemes. Yung number 1 is impurity. Yung sa word na impurity, meron siyang 3 morphemes. And dito na pumapasok yung sinasabi ko kanina na free morpheme and bound morpheme. So, sa word na impurity, ang free morpheme dyan is yung pure, dahil yun yung morpheme na may meaning na, and it can stand alone. And samantalang dun sa im and et ay bound morphemes, kasi kailangan nila ng isa pang morpheme para magkaroon ng specific meaning. In another word, yung word na im and et ay affixes, and it can stand alone. Sa second example naman is unmanly. So, meron din siyang 3 morphemes, which means unmanly means cowardly or duwag. Kapag hinati natin yung word na unmanly, is magkakaroon siya ng panibagong meaning. And gaya ng sabi ko kanina, ang free morpheme sa word na unmanly is yung man, kasi it can stand alone. Samantalang yung an and li ay bound morpheme, and they cannot stand alone. Ang pangatlong example naman is yung encouragement, which means to inspire or to give courage. Gaya ng nasabi ko rin kanina, ang free morpheme dyan sa word na yan is yung courage, and yung bound morpheme is yung n and men. And take note na ang word na courage ay hindi natin pwedeng paghiwalayin na core and age, kasi ang word na age is naka-attach siya sa word na core. And kasi ang word na core, it does not have a meaning by itself, kaya we cannot break down this word. Ang susunod na example naman is disillusionment or feeling of disappointment. And kapag hinati natin yang magiging morphemes and mag-iiba yung meaning. Gaya ng nasabi ko kanina, ulit tayo, ang free morpheme dyan sa word na yan is yung illusion. And yung this and meant ay they cannot stand alone kung wala yung word na illusion. The next one is anti-terrorism and impossibility. So, pareho lang din yan ng mga naunang examples. They have 3 morphemes. And paulit-ulit tayo, ang una dyan, yung free morpheme dyan is yung terror and possible. And in short term, yung words na pure, man, courage, terror, possible ay root words. And they can stand alone sa isang sentence, kahit na walang dinadagdag na ibang morpheme. Morpheme versus word. A word is created through a single root morpheme or combination of morphemes. Although some morphemes make up one word, in many cases, words are combination of morphemes. Morphemes are part of every single word. A word is a unit of constituent that necessary to create phrases and sentences. It can be fully utilized within the sentence without making the sentence ungrammatical. Sa morpheme versus word, ang words ay yung may meaning talaga and it can stand alone. Di katulad ng mga morphemes na it cannot stand alone, kailangan pa siyang dagdagan ng mga another morphemes to form a meaningful words. And words, combination siya ng morphemes or single root word lang siya na meaningful word and can stand alone. That is morpheme versus word. And that is all. Thank you.